Signing in, this is Dr. Rahman. I want you to know that there will be one more exciting interview before the end of 2022. So stay tuned. The other day, I was feeling sorry for myself. 2022 has been a challenging year. And then my last patient for yesterday walked into the office. I should say she walked into the office holding the hand of her husband. Not necessarily because they were madly in love, although they were still relative newlyweds, but because she needed assistance in order to walk. And then she sat down and told her story, the reason she was in the office and what had happened to her over the past 2 years. By the end of the story, this woman didn't look like a cripple. She looked like a superwoman to me. She had survived what seemed like insurmountable hurdles. She had lived to tell her story. And yes, there was still work needed. And no, she wasn't completely healed. But the fight was there. Along with other things like anger, hurt, frustration, but the fight was there. And this woman reminded me why I even started the Black Woman's Health Podcast. I said to her, so often what we hear about the health status of Black women is dismal. When we look at the work and social conditions that Black women often have to deal with, it's painful. And you would think that Black women, as a result of their experiences, would be downtrodden, sad, frustrated, mad. You would think Black women would be negative, hopeless. You would think that because the circumstances are such that would be understandable. But this woman sat down before me. And yes, there was a bit of a struggle in her telling of the story. And no, she wasn't 100%. And yes, there was still a lot of healing that had to occur. But she had the fight. She was triumphant. And that's what I've noticed time and time again in Black women. We've had these stories that seem impossible to scale. Stories where you wonder, how is she even able to keep going? And then you realize it's the resilience. It must be in our DNA as a result of our combined experiences over the years. And so I am happy. I actually felt ashamed of myself. It's like, girl, don't you know? Don't you know what you got? Don't you know what kind of stuff you come from? Don't you know that you have the ability to not just survive, but to thrive, even when the world doesn't see you, things get hard, things become challenging. There is a way. Now, there's some black women that say, that superwoman has just played out. I don't want to be a superwoman. I'm satisfied with just being a woman. And for that, I say, if you know your story, if you know what you've overcome, if you can deal with impossible situations and make lemonade out of lemons, you're a superwoman. Don't deny your blessing. Now, does it mean that you can't have feelings? That you can't rely on family and friends to help you? Does it mean that you can't be strategic in getting the help and the resources that you need? No, I'm not saying any of that. But you got it. You got it. And I'm happy to share these stories as they come along. Now, I don't know if this particular woman is going to tell her story. She has been given an invitation. She has to decide, and I will respect her decision. But she helped me yesterday. She helped me to say that in spite of what the world may say about you, in spite of the obstacles, in spite of the negativity, the spin that's given concerning our health care, in spite of what may be deliberate and well thought out plans to bring us down. Don't forget you have a crown. Don't forget who you are. Look forward to having my last interview for 2022 in the coming days. Please check it out. And in the meantime, take care.